And we're live. Hey, people in the Metaverse. Welcome back for more PodFest Asia. And it's almost 10:42 p.m. right here in Singapore. And I have a really special guest. He'll be appearing in his own Metaverse in this virtual reality platform that he built together with his team of 10 people. He will be coming on as his avatar, digital twin. And we'll be doing this interview in a completely different way because I'll be interviewing him while he's somewhere in his metaverse, I think in some parcels of land that he has acquired. So I think without further ado, let me just introduce my next guest. Coming right up in under 1 minute, our live interview with Artur Sychov, who's the founder and CEO of Somnium Space VR. So Somnium is actually a virtual reality platform, and it's been well known, especially not just amongst gamers, as well as NFT artists and event attendees, as a really open, social, and persistent VR platform that's built on blockchain, where users can buy land as well as build or import objects. So in this episode, he will talk to me about everything in regards to VR. So without further ado, let me just bring in his digital twin. Arthur, are you there?
I'm here. Hello. Do you hear me well? Everything is running smooth?
You sound perfect and you look great. Tell us about your avatar, first and foremost.
Yeah, for sure. First of all, pleasure to be here. Thanks for invitation. This is my NFT avatar. This is an NFT token. I always say, this kind of full body VR utilitarian NFT tokens in the whole industry right now. That's the most you can do with NFT. You can be yourself. I bought it almost half a year ago, maybe even more, from one of the artists who creates avatars in Somnium Space. This is one of one NFT, and since then it just it's strange to describe, but I feel really good in this avatar. It feels like, this is me and wearing this avatar, and everybody knows me like this right now. And of course, I also do interviews in this avatar. So yeah, this is kind of my, as you said, my digital twin. This is me in the metaverse right now.
It looks amazing. I noticed there's a bit of a blinking lamp, or is that a piece of light bulb that goes off every now and then? Is that part of your outfit as well?
You mean here or what?
Yeah, on top of your head, I see something like a blinking light.
No. This is part of Somnium Space. There is a sun, and this is reflection from the sun in real time. So when I'm moving, the sunlight reflects depending on where the sun is located at the moment because it's moving, or where I'm located in comparison to the sun. It reflects from my skin, from my body.
So we can even call it a natural reflection of the sun, yeah,
which
of the
is
surface of your helmet. And this is incredible, and I'm loving, every second of your appearance so far. And I think this beats having G-Money NFT who was on this show. He was also appearing, but he was using a filter at the time of a crypto punk that he actually purchased for 40 ETH. And that was an outstanding episode because I was talking to his avatar throughout the whole show, but you have bitten him by actually appearing.
G-Money got you. I know G-Money were also. Hi, G-Money. But yes, you can't beat this. Come to. But he's coming in Somnium too, so he'll be probably doing some shows from Somnium as well.
Very cool. I think we need to back it up all the way to the start. I think my favorite question to every guest that comes on to PodFest Asia and our myriad of podcast shows, right? First question I always ask is, how did your story begin? Tell us about your journey so far and everything that started. I think, if I'm not wrong, right, you grew up in Prague, right, and then moved to Germany, and you were really active in the startup world. But before that, you were already in the virtual world in terms of like you were immersed in gaming, especially Ultima, and then you moved on to Second Life, and you were a DJ, right, and actually doing like pioneering internet radio shows. Tell us all about that.
Yeah, actually, I was born in Ukraine. I lived for 17 years in Ukraine. Then I moved to Prague to study university, and then I started to work here in Prague. And then I was invited to work in Germany. I used to be a trader, so I used to be a stock trader, then an energy trader. So I've worked a lot of times, and of course, throughout that, even in Ukraine already, I've started to play Ultima Online when I was a teenager, and then of course in Prague already moved to Second Life. And yeah, I had a really cool journey in Ultima. I've made a lot of friends whom I still know to this day. I lived through some amazing experiences in Ultima, which I would remember forever. I also was really involved in Second Life. Again, I used to be a DJ. I had my own internet radio as a fun project, and then I came to Second Life. I saw that there is a demand for parties, so I was partying and making live music for huge parties of like 200 people or maybe 100 people. And so that's how kind of I was active in many other worlds, let's say, but Second Life and Ultima Online were the main one. And yeah, so that's how I got to this. It's kind of like got into me, the whole idea of, for me, it's normal. Like when I was 15 in like 2000, I was for me it was normal to trade digital things like swords and potions and some shields or whatever, or weapons. Oh, it started to rain right now. So it was normal for me to trade them for real money. Some people today still think that the concept of trading and buying digital things for real money in worlds or in games is strange. I was doing it 15 years, 20 years ago, and to me it's natural. I can't even imagine life without this.
Amazing story, amazing journey as usual. And you were talking about it's starting to rain, right? Let me zoom in on the weather conditions in your metaverse. I know this is an incredible metaverse you have built. You even have programmed random weather. Am I right to say that? And tell us, in terms of the unpredictability and the things that you would normally expect in a real physical world, what are the other surprises out there in this metaverse that you have built in Somnium?
Yeah, there is a big variety of weather conditions which are in Somnium. Again, maybe as you said in the beginning, important to understand that this is a persistent world, meaning this whole world here, this huge, and it goes kilometers and kilometers away. This is all persistent. This is all one space, and everybody exists in this one space. We don't divide people into the rooms and sub-servers. We all exist into one in this one huge world. So theoretically, if someone has, I don't know, a bright avatar with a bright light, and he's climbing that mountain, which is 2.5 kilometers away from here, you would see that person at night. But in terms of the weather, there are, I think, 7 different weather states we have in Somnium. And the beautiful part about it is we don't know when the weather is going to be completely randomized. There are some chances of rain coming, and there are some chances of fog coming, but nor us nor the community knows when what is coming. So right now it started to rain, and it started to rain for everyone at the same time. So that's kind of like how we live through those experiences together. And I think somewhere there I have a parcel which is a waterfront parcel, and there's a waterfront room above the water with some glass doors. We might even go there later. And there's a fireplace there, and like there's nothing more beautiful than to sit at night and watch the thunderstorm rain and just talk with friends next to the fireplace with a crackling fire, and just having a great talk in VR.
This is amazing. I wish I could be there in person. I think right now we are watching this on 2D, right? Via our live stream on LinkedIn. So imagine if we are there in person right now with our VR headsets, we could be flying together with you. Yep. And basically feel the rains dropping on our virtual skins, right? So this is incredible. And, I just love this environment that you have built. I just want to maybe go back to the beginning story, right? We all know that founders, people who are in the metaverse, who build really cool products, tech builders per se, right? They started off in this journey when they tried on their VR headset for the first time. So tell us about that time when you tried your VR headset, and did it change your life completely?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've told this story many times, and I gladly tell it again because for me it's an important one. In the beginning of 2017, if I recall it correctly, I had a chance to experience HTC Vive with a full room scale tracking for the first time. And I've tried some VR before, those attempts to VR, but this time it was incredible, because the moment when I was in the VR hardware in VR headset, and then two controllers just flew to me in the air, and the person said to me, "Take them." And I didn't understand what the person means. Like, what do you mean take them? And she said, yeah, just take with your hands. So I was in this virtual space, and I leaned with my hands, and I took those controls, and I felt them realistically that they are in my hand. That when it clicked to me how deep the experience will be. And of course, then I ran through the demos they had, and from that moment on, I came in one person. I went out from this room completely different person in terms of my expectations of what the world will look like within 5, 10, 15, and 20 years. So that definitely changed my life, and I was not able to think about anything else than what this technology will enable. And all of the dreams I had about being inside, like when I played Ultima, it's just a 2D experience on the monitor. I always wanted to be inside this. Oh, now we're having a thunderstorm here. I always wanted to be inside that experience. I wanted to be stand like this inside things people build and experience them firsthand, to feel the scale, to be there. And with this technology, with VR, now you can actually do that. Now you can really trick your brain into believing that you are there.
I could hear, the rain is turning into the storm as well. So I'm sure there's also spatial audio inside your metaverse, right? So
yes.
I could imagine you are now, in this virtual environment by actually using your VR headset, right? So tell us what headset is that you're currently wearing? And do you really feel like you're in the middle of a really huge storm, and do you feel cold?
No, thankfully I don't feel cold, but there's someone joined there. But no, I don't feel cold, but it is, of course, it's spatial audio. So what spatial audio means is that, for example, if the person is speaking to me from the distance from behind, I hear that person from the distance from behind. If someone comes closer to me and speaks to me closer, I feel and I hear that person correctly. So it is a absolutely 100% simulated real life audio from within the environment. And of course, not only from people around you, but also the environment. So I don't know if you hear it, but there's thunderstorms coming out right now. And depending from where the lightning strikes and how far it strikes, that means how long the sound travels. So it's like in real life. Sometimes it's far away, sometimes it's right above you, and you hear it, striking the sun. So it's very, very realistic. And why this is important? Because whenever all those signals which your brain receives, like a signal of reflecting light on my head, like the lightning, like the audio, every single which is correctly sent to you from the environment is being analyzed by the brain, and the brain receives it and says, okay, I see that this is exactly what I expect from this environment to happen. Thus, I believe this is true. And that's why your brain is tricked, because the more correctly put signals are coming into your brain, the more you believe that you're here. So, you can break immersion with something which is not working correctly, right? So if, for example, sound would not be spatial, but everything else would look great. So if someone would be talking to you and you would not feel the sound with the turning head, your immersion will break. Your brain will say, wait a second, something is not correct here. Something is wrong. Something is off. And you would always feel that you are in a kind of like in a different environment. But right now, I'm here. I'm not in my room and in office. I'm here. I'm present in this environment.
This is exactly why we love the metaverse, right? Where everything is not just photorealistic. Everything feels real, like you're there in person. And I think what sets your platform apart from the others that I've seen so far is the realness and how everything is replicated as if you're in the real physical world, and everything's on point. So I love that. Paying attention to detail in every aspect so far that we have seen. And I want to maybe move on to the next question, which is basically about NFTs. And I know that, you mentioned about several kilometers from one parcel of land maybe to the next, which means that it's necessary to actually own a NFT car in order to actually travel from one place to the next, right? Because how on Earth is this going to be possible to actually use our controllers, right, and point to where we go and be there, in a couple of seconds? And the best way to go there is actually to travel by an NFT car. Right? Tell us at least some of the unique NFT utilities that you have spoken so much about in your other podcast shows and appearances and blogs as well, where it really sets your metaverse apart from the rest.
Yeah, absolutely. So transportation in Somnium is a very interesting and a complex thing. In terms of, I would not even say complex. It's a deep thing with a deep impact on the economy and everything. So one of the part of the transportation in Somnium are teleportation hubs. So there are 50 teleportation hubs which exist in Somnium, and they are NFTs and they are owned by people. Like the cheapest, I think, right now, teleportation hub is around about $50,000, give or take, as an NFT. And the reason why there is a price for that is because whenever someone owns an NFT teleportation hub and that person places that hub on the parcel, and I'll show you later, we'll travel to one of the parcels. When you place the teleportation hub, every time someone teleports to your parcel, you get paid because people pay for teleportation. They pay, the monthly tickets, the yearly tickets are coming, and once we collect the revenue, we then spread that revenue towards the owners of the teleportation hub. So it also creates this economy. But of course, you don't need to teleport if you don't want to. You can walk, which is, by the way, lots and lots of people. Oh, look at this sunset.
It's beautiful. So realistic.
Lots and lots of people are they love to walk. And because not only because you are just traveling, but you also look at the builds, what people are have built, and you explore while you walk. But if you don't have time, of course, let me show you something. So you can go to the teleportation hub and you can just press start, and here is the map. You can zoom out, and you see all over the place where the teleportation hubs are. And then you can just click on one of the teleportations. I will go to a close one next to the water. And then I'll just teleport myself, and here I am in the city center next to the water. Actually, there is a water, and of course, and the floating island. Look at the sky. I honestly I love it every time. It's just incredible. The weather and the randomness of the weather, it surprises me all the time. So now we are in a different location. But of course, as you mentioned, there are also NFT items which are usable in Somnium. And I'm a true believer, and everybody knows that. I'm a utility junkie. I don't believe in NFTs which don't have a direct use case, because they might be popular today, but they might become just a gimmick and not popular tomorrow. But when an NFT has a real use case, when it brings value to the person, to the owner, then it means that the value will be preserved and will be valuable for that person no matter what, right? Because people will be able to use it, like this avatar, or my land parcel where I can build stuff, or my car, which I can use to actually drive to places, and other things like kayak and many more things. So let me show you. Let's do one cool thing. Let me do this, and then I'll show you. By the way, this is the tablet I'm using to talk to you. This is the piece of virtual hardware. So Apple should be worried. Our tablet is better. Look at the thin bezels. I'm joking. So let me go here, and we'll do one exercise. By the way, in VR you actually exercise quite a bit. Let me climb.
This is like the rock climbing game in the Facebook Metaverse. Yeah, I mean, for Oculus users, they'll be familiar with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me go up. It's pretty high, actually. So I'm almost there, and then we'll glide to a parcel which has the car on it. Whoop. All right, here we are. Let's teleport on the roof, and so we're going to that parcel. Let's go.
This is amazing.
Actually, it feels amazing. It's a very strange feeling. And you see parcel is loading in real time procedurally to me while I'm approaching it. Of course, the parcel is NFT. And here we go. Here is the NFT car. Here's the NFT car, which I can drive. And this is the car which we did in partnership with Crypto Motors. And people bought 5. There's only 5 cars like this exist in the whole metaverse. Look at the moon right there. There's a moon rising. So let's drive
How
this
much is
car.
this car? How much does it cost? It's available.
I think nobody's selling it
right?
right now. No owner is selling it right now. But I think last car sold for 20 ETH, if I'm not mistaken. So it's more expensive than the real car for sure, or on par with the real car. So let me.
Now you're in the car, yeah.
Yes, I can have a first-person view like this, like a more racing feeling, or I can go and have a third-person view, so I can look around. And let's go underwater.
So for those who are replaying this on a podcast audio replay later on, what we are seeing right now is driving a virtual car, an NFT car in the waters, and of course, this is 2D right now. But imagine if you're wearing a VR, it's in person. It looks even more immersive and real.
In VR, it's incredible. It's something. It's hard to describe until you try it. And you actually asked me what headset I'm wearing.
Yep.
So the headset I'm wearing is Valve Index at the moment. We are compatible with all PC VR headsets, but I'm wearing Valve Index, which is one of the best headsets on the market right now. And
is this the one with 8K resolution?
No. I mean, look, you past some resolution, like past 2.5K or 3K per eye, you don't see pixels anymore. Like I don't see pixels right now almost at all. You would need to really look hard, closely with your eye and concentrate on them to actually see them. And especially the magic is once you are in the action, once you're in the world, you don't see those pixels. You don't feel it. You don't think about it. Just because you are busy with what you're doing, your brain, is perceiving all of this. Rather than concentrating on pixels themselves. So let me drive quickly to another parcel. Let me go.
Something that I notice is that your hand movements are all very fluid. This is as good as wearing a bodysuit, right?
Yes. So actually, what I didn't do where's my car? Here's my car. What I didn't do is okay. Let's go here.
It's really dark, yeah.
It is dark, but we are going out of here, and let me drive to you. I guess Beeple, right? And B21 Museum Metaverse and Metacoven. So this is the place. This is the B20 Museum with all the art inside it. Let's park next to it. So. Who's
the owner of this parcel of land or virtual land?
Oh, this is the Metaverse Fund. It's smart contract they created to host all the people art here. So, this is it looks incredible in the sunlight and moonlight. So this is another kind of like a highlight because people are visiting this parcel a lot. There is a lot of people art.
Metapalooza. Is that like Lollapalooza, but this is the Metaverse version of Lollapalooza?
Exactly. I think so. I'm not sure why they call it like this, but I think this is the idea behind.
Festival, right? So it's
yes. Metapalooza. That was
the festival theme, yeah.
Yes,
fantastic.
Correct.
It's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, so this is this is something what people build on their parcels, and this is just one of the examples. But yeah, so we are compatible with all the VR headsets. You can use anything from Oculus Quest connected to your PC and towards the most high-end VR headsets. Everything is working here, and you can use it. But again, resolution already at today's headset, resolution is not a problem at all. It's already kind of like, let's call it a solved problem.
We have tons of other questions for you, so we're gonna let's get cracking. Okay, I want to ask you next. What do you think about the characterizations of NFTs? Like NFTs, like you mentioned, are only good if they have a utility purpose, right? How about the other saying where NFTs are tradable, authentication, or merely bragging rights? Do you think this thought, the way to characterize NFT, is it fair or does it sound reasonable?
Yeah, look, I mean, if you ask me what I think is important about NFTs, I think it's, of course, decentralization part of it. So meaning that, whatever NFT I own in my wallet, this avatar is in my wallet. It's not in Somnium Space wallet. So I can trade this avatar. I can exchange this avatar no matter what Somnium Space thinks about that, right? So this is one important part. So decentralization of the economy of the metaverse, of the world like this, is tremendously important. Authentication, of course, you can prove that this token is original. You don't need to trust anyone, to any central authority. You can prove that this token is essential. And of course, NFTs by their design are built in a way that they could allow the utility. And that's what we are doing. That's where we are coming. And we're saying, look, NFTs are only as good as their utility. And that's what we're trying to bring. And we're showing to people, yeah, look, you can program with our SDK, with our builder, with our platform. You can program and use your NFTs in an absolutely new way, which you have not been able to use anywhere else, and actually have a real use case from it. So that's my opinion about NFTs and why they're important.
Let's do a crash course for the benefit of our audience on LinkedIn, and especially those who are cross-pollinating from our other podcast shows. Okay, could you maybe tell them why you also have partners or even marketplaces partners like OpenSea? Tell them what is OpenSea, what is Uniswap, what's Gemini?
Right. You got a whole spectrum of questions and you want me to answer it in 1 minute. All right, let's try. So OpenSea is eBay of NFTs. It is a semi-decentralized version of NFT of eBay for NFTs. So if you have an NFT and you want to go and show it to other people and sell it, that's where you go. You sign in with your blockchain wallet. You place the item on sale, whether auction or direct sale, and you do it in a trustless way. So whenever the money are paid to you, the token leaves your wallet and goes to the wallet of other person. This transaction is matched, and you don't need to trust any central authority. That's great. So the token lives in your wallet until you get paid, and the token is transferred to another person. So that's OpenSea. It's eBay for NFTs. Uniswap is decentralized version of, or let's call, it's almost decentralized version of the exchange. So you go and buy stocks on the exchanges. That's what Uniswap is doing for crypto coins, for utility tokens. Our utility token of Somnium Space Cubes is also traded on Uniswap, so you can go and exchange cubes for Ethereum and Ethereum for cubes. And Gemini is one of the most, I would say, the most trusted and also the most regulated centralized exchange for the cryptocurrencies in the world. That's also where Somnium Cubes are traded as well. So you can trust the central authority, in that case, Gemini. You can deposit money there, or you can open an account. You can buy cryptocurrencies there. You can send them to your decentralized wallet. You can hold them on their account, and you can use them as the gateway, your gateway from real fiat money to cryptocurrencies and vice versa. So I hope I
very well explained. I think you broke it down so well for our listeners. You mentioned about utility tokens, right? So it's not just Cube that is currently the payment method in your metaverse. So tell us why you are heading towards the goal of being blockchain agnostic. Why do you think that is really important?
Our world is a platform. We are a virtual reality platform. We call ourselves highly immersive virtual reality platform. And we want people, as I said, I'm utility junkie. And what is utility? It's an ability for people to use their NFTs and make real use case out of them inside this environment. Now, we started on Ethereum, and we love Ethereum. And I think Ethereum is right now the strongest and the best and the most decentralized cryptocurrency out there. But we also believe that people have other currency. They have NFTs on other blockchain networks. And we see no reason why, people who own land here should not be able to use their car if the car is on Flow, for example, or on other networks. For example, we work with Polygon, with Layer 2. So this is exactly what we are doing. We will bring more NFTs, like more blockchain networks like Near, Flow, Polygon as a Layer 2, and others to actually let people use their NFTs as one next to each other in one shared space. So that's our vision, which is actually coming to life.
This is fantastic. Currently, it's a little bit messy, right? With so much confusion, because it's like in order to have a multi-chain world, right? That means a lot of decision making. Like how does Somnium Space VR actually decide, which layer 2 solutions like Polygon or Flow or Tezos for chains, which layers of blockchains to support? How do you actually decide which one to roll out first?
It's come to the management decision. So we, myself and our team members will listen to our community. We also see and communicate. Polygon team is amazing. Hi guys. And we know them really well. We look at every project and we see who is delivering and how fast they're delivering and what is their technology background and what is, what that chain can deliver. And we decide upon that. So very pragmatic, very, straightforward approach. And we know Matic/Polygon guys for a long time already. They have delivered tremendous results, and amazing experience. And we're using their network to facilitate the layer 2 in our world.
So obviously your Cube, which is the payment method, right, in your metaverse currently has a lot of advantages like throughput, and of course it's probably the fastest as well. So tell us, in terms of like for NFT artists, right, or even a podcaster or a creator like me, right, or for someone else like maybe a collector who buys NFT art or they invest, why should all of us participate in Somnium Space?
Look, it's because you can build here whatever you dream of building. You could have your podcast studio with a real-time green screen on your land parcel, and you can record
the NFT car as well, right?
And of course NFT car as well, and you can just pull up to your parcel with the coolest car in the metaverse. Walk out of the car, come to your studio, sit down next to the green screen, and just roll the live podcast right from the metaverse. Now you can have really meaningful discussions with people who are also in VR with you, and you can have, you can build things which you will not be able to build in real life. You can build them here because the possibilities are much greater. And you can use it for business, you can use it for leisure. We have amazing parties. We have a live concert today. The singer and the performer is going to be performing in VR live from US to the audience in here. Now, you would not normally be able to do that and have fun with all your friends from all over the world in one location together, dancing, having fun, having fun in the bar and cheering up the singer. That's what this world allows. This world allows, no barriers, no borders, experiences in financial way and also in a leisure way.
So for all of us who participate in this metaverse, right, we use Cube to pay to rent a car or to basically buy materials to build an architecture or a structure, right? So how about for those who want to bring in their own 3D models or designs that probably they created in other platforms or tools? Like, for example, I know a lot of animators who use Blender, who use maybe a 3ds Max, Cinema 4D, Maya, Lightwave, SketchUp, Unreal, Collada, so many, right? Are they able to actually have this flexibility to bring in the objects into your metaverse as well?
Of course. So every parcel, we have different tools for different tiers of complexity for people. So when you buy a parcel, you're right away introduced to a visual builder. I mean, if you played Sims, it's click, drag and drop builder, quite a professional tool. You can build like everything you see here around me was built in the builder by, drag and dropping things. So you start with this. My 8-year-old son is building in the builder easily. He can spawn the building within half an hour and have it on the parcel. Now, if you are more advanced, as you said, if you use Blender or 3D Max or whatever, you can bring through our Unity SDK. We have built our own SDK to bring those items on your parcels directly. You can upload with animations, custom shaders, and many more scripting ideas. You can bring that directly on the parcel. The avatars. You can bring those avatars even without owning a parcel. You can upload your own custom avatar for free into Somnium and be yourself, and showcase it to people, or even start your own business and sell them to other people as NFTs if you mint them through Somnium. And then we have another milestone, which is Somnium Worlds, which are coming online as we speak. We're finalizing that feature, and that is the most complex thing we've done so far. It's an ability to own an NFT world and place the portal to that world. And when you go into that portal, you are ending up in a completely different world. Not in this world where I'm standing right now, but in a completely different your world. You can build the space world somewhere. You can build a AAA game in that world. So that's what's coming online. People already own quite a lot of worlds. People are working on them. And there is almost no limit to what you can do. Because it's
not just one singular metaverse, right? It's going to be a omniverse, yeah, multiple metaverses.
Correct.
And they're all interlinked, or you have the ability to rent like a NFT spaceship to traverse to the other world, or you just teleport there and you have the options.
You have teleportation options through Teleportation Hub. You have options to go to the parcel and directly dive into the world, and some other options which I cannot talk right now about, but it would be very, very interesting.
Fantastic. We just hit the 40-minute mark, so let's speed things up. I understand that everyone is using this terminology, metaverse, a lot. We even name our podcast Metaverse Asia Podcast. So how do you define the term metaverse? And while you define that for us, also tell us why karma levels in your VR platform matters.
Metaverse is, everybody likes to use the word metaverse. But not everybody really kind of truly think about that. And let me say it like this, because metaverse is not only one experience. It's not only Somnium Space. Metaverse is many other experiences put together. So Somnium Space plus some other worlds, they create one big metaverse. We're driving now to the Beeple exhibition here. But yeah, so a lot of universes form one metaverse. So Somnium Space is it's a part of metaverse, but not the metaverse, right? And that's how I see it. And of course, interoperability and other things would be, the cornerstone of the metaverses itself as well.
All right. So the karma levels that is unique to your platform, right? Tell us about that.
Karma level is something which is going online soon, which means whatever you do in Somnium Space, like, for example, you are helpful to someone else, or so that person can rate you. If you are participating in the economical part of Somnium Space, that counts into the karma as well. If you are an active builder, that also helps your karma. If you are a performer, or if you do many things in Somnium Space, it all grows and it all adds up to your karma. And then that karma level defines several things. For example, people could trust you more. Some people might even limit access to their venues for people with certain karma level, tickets and all of this kind of stuff. So karma is kind of like your identity inside the Somnium Space world, inside the our universe, which will play a big role. Even if you will be able to take a loan from user-run bank inside Somnium in Somnium Cubes, you probably need a higher karma and you would get a better deal. So things like that will be important.
This is almost like an episode of the Black Mirror Netflix series, right? Where everyone has a rating scorecard. So you basically brought that into your metaverse as well. Having this karma level really helps to create that reputational, or should we say, credibility for everyone.
The difference though is, of course, this is not ruled by one entity. This karma is earned by yourself and is being formed by the community. So all of the people around you form that karma level to each other. And that's why it's kind of like a community-driven, decentralized karma level for you. So that's a big difference. It's not me deciding who has the good karma and bad karma. It's the community deciding who is actually valued how.
Which is the beauty of having a metaverse built on a blockchain, right? And having this decentralized world as the motivation. And it's so different from the Facebook that we are used to. You could even game the system by actually buying sponsored ads, and suddenly you become the most popular page, for example. So this is definitely not going to be, it is going to be very community driven and totally decentralized. So let's go back to the topic of headset. Oculus Quest 2 is definitely out there now. And this headset is so common and probably the go-to choice for gadget hunters or even enthusiasts, right? Who are maybe like thinking, should I buy a second mobile phone or should I get an Oculus? More people are now choosing the Oculus Quest 2 because it's so affordable, right? So to be really honest, this is like a headset with a mobile phone built in as well. And it's good to go without a PC to drive those pixels, and everyone can enter this virtual world. Do you think that he has accelerated the adoption, and how much growth did Somnium Space VR achieve in terms of like user base growth, especially during these times when so many people are still stuck working from home during the pandemic?
Yeah, we definitely saw an increase in user base. I don't think the pandemic was the hitting point for this, but we have thousands of users visiting Somnium every day because we have also web client for Somnium Space. You can visit every single parcel with a click of a button, even from your mobile phone, directly and walk around this parcel because every parcel has its own link, and whatever you're deploying something in Somnium Space, it's immediately available for the web. So over 1,000 people per day are visiting Somnium Space web client. Also, hundreds of people are visiting our VR client. In terms of Oculus Quest and Facebook, it's an interesting topic. Facebook, the hardware they did is amazing. I don't say it's flawless, but it's great for the money they are asking because they're subsidizing it. It's an amazing hardware. But of course, people have to realize what they're giving out when they are buying the cheap headset like that. What is the reality? What is going on there? Why is that so cheap? It's because in VR, Facebook itself can actually collect 1,000 times more data than they collect from you in mobile phone while you're, for example, in the Facebook app. So you're giving your data in return for a cheaper hardware. For some, it might be fine. I'm just saying people have to realize that it's nothing is for free in this life, and people have to really, really think deeply about what they want and what they think is important for them, and make the right choices. So I think Facebook needs a competition in the hardware business, because if the Facebook will be the only company who is doing hardware, and if it's dominating the market, I think the whole market will be quite in trouble, actually.
And rightly so. And since we are on the topic about data, right? Understand that on your website, you listed monetizing your space as one of the great benefits and features, right? And of course, for creators as well, they definitely want to buy a parcel of land, build structure to where host events. And one way to monetize that is to take advantage of this fully programmatic VR advertisement plugin. So tell us more about this, how creators can actually capture and analyze like gaze tracking, engagement and conversion rates. And is it going to be like the same sort of model that Facebook is doing exceedingly well, although we know that morally perhaps is not the best way in terms of like using data as a way to sell advertisements and basically taking away all these privacy rights that people who consume their content or even buy the headset would expect a level of privacy protection, right?
Yes, so I can tell you right away, it will never be the same as what Facebook is doing. And the difference here is, first of all, that plugin is from the company AdMix, where I think they're one of the best companies, or the best company for advertisement in VR and other mediums, in games, by far. And the thing is, that plugin is available for people to use on their parcels, but it's their choice. And whenever they deploy something on that parcel, for example, we're talking about not the banners and not the measuring your gaze tracking, but it's about having product placed in an environment where it makes sense. So, for example, if I have a TV in my virtual house, I still have that TV there, but I might want to replace that by a Sony TV, and then I would get paid by Sony. But again, it will be transparent to people who come in that parcel. They will know that that's there. And also it's transparent for the person who uses it because he knows he's placing it there. So it's absolutely choice of the person to do that. And it's also choice of the person to either enter that parcel or not enter that parcel. And I think market will kind of regulate itself, because some people will not want to be at all having anything to do with advertisement, and they will just not go to the parcels or parties or whatever where they know that there is this technology enabled. And again, market will regulate itself. Those people will realize, okay, I'm losing my customers because of this, I'll probably turn it off. Or some people will not care and they will go there, and that's what allow the parcel owner will to earn more money. So this is again user driven decision making in terms of what they are going to do and how they're going to behave.
One last question before we let you go. Talk to us about the evolution of concerts, including entertainment and the social experiences in VR. Right now you're there, and how I wish I've just decided to also put on my VR headset and actually to be there with you as well and experience the thunderstorms together and traverse different parcels and drive the same car with you. But we know that these experiences are so profound and unique to VR, right? And then this ability for tracking and measurement of engagement, which you mentioned, is gonna be something that you can opt in and opt out for. It's also really a great way for creators to monetize as well. So do you think that the evolution of concerts and entertainment will actually become even more prominent and more creative and innovative in the next 6 months to 12 months?
No, I don't think it will become more innovative. It already became 1 year ago in Somnium. We have live concerts every week. We have live DJ parties with DJs coming from LA, from Florida, from Las Vegas, playing live into Somnium Space dance floors while all being in VR, all happening live to everybody in real time. We have live concerts, again, live singers singing, dancing with full body tracking. It's all happening here on a daily and weekly basis. So it's not in the future. It's not something from Ready Player One. It's not something 20 years away. It's not even 1 year away. It's here already. We're doing it every day. And, hundreds of people are enjoying it. So it's just a matter of time when it will be thousands and then tens of thousands and then hundreds of thousands and then millions and billions. So for sure, VR will have a tremendous impact on society in the next 10 years. And together with Web3, with blockchain technology, it will allow many people to economically exist in the world and participate in the world's economy without permission from one central authority, and actually be productive no matter where they're located in the world. And that's the most powerful thing about these two technologies which are converging right now.
I happen to be present during one of your events. I think it's a disco night, or probably some musicians were on stage singing. I was there and witnessed how packed it was and how live it was, because all the music were produced live. So
Yes.
even like how you chose this selection of creators that you're on board for your Creators Fund, right? I think this is something that we want to talk about lastly before we let you go. You'll be actually choosing like the finalists that will actually proceed to a final round, where even the people who apply to be part of this Creators Fund will be asked to present short 10 minutes pitch of their project in front of judges and your community inside your Somnium Web 2D VR client and inside this space, right? And this is all done completely live as well. So tell us more about this Creator Fund. How does it exactly work?
Yeah, so we have hundreds of amazing creators in Somnium Space, and those are amazing people, and they are doing so much. They're building, they're creating, creating content, they're creating some art pieces, some concerts and experiences, and we said we want to support our community and we want to choose the best and give them a chance to concentrate on what they love to do more. And that's why we created Creators Fund. And the Creators Fund is something where people can apply. So if you are interested, go to our Twitter or go to our Discord, and then you will find the channel for that and apply for that. You can fill in the Google form and you will see what to do. But you can apply for Creators Fund. And then if you're selected, you will go for a finals where you would present in front of the judges live in VR, in front of the presentation, PowerPoint presentation. We'll present your project, we'll ask you questions, and then we'll evaluate that. And then if you win, you get $1,000 in cubes per month for a period of 3 months with an ability for extension. So you can then get that money, concentrate on what you love to do, and actually continue doing that. So yes, recently we ran an event. Actually, the video from that event will be dropping on YouTube, our YouTube video link and channel today. And you'll be able to look at those pitches. We had this event. We had 10 projects presented, and I'm happy to say that 10 projects got funded because they were amazing. Not all got funded with the full amount they wanted because we had some comments, but all got funded, and all projects are underway, and they will be fantastic.
This is brilliant, my friend. I think all the creators who happen to be tuning in as well, they will definitely be going to your website to check out this Creators Fund and how to actually apply before the deadline, right? And give themselves a chance to earn $1,000 worth of cubes so that they could rent more NFT cars and build more structures, buy more parcels of land in your virtual world. I think this has been amazing. Before I let you go, let's do a rapid fire round because I have so much more questions for you. So are you ready? Just one sentence or two as your answers and give me a response, okay? Let's go. What are your proudest life moments?
Proudest life moments?
Yeah.
My kids and my wife. But apart from that, every time I see someone doing something which they love and brings them joy in Somnium Space, that brings a lot of joy to me.
Fantastic. What do you want doing less of in the rest of 2021?
I want to do less of, I guess, administrative stuff, but I want to be more in world. I want to be more with creators. I want to spend more time. I already spend 3 hours on average in VR per day, but I want to spend more time in VR because I see there is a need for that, and so that's what I want to concentrate on.
That explains why you are in Somnium Space almost every day, right? So what do you want to be doing more of in the rest of 2021?
I want to concentrate more on, again, being with people, supporting our community, and of course bringing tech part of it in, and expanding abilities for creators to create and monetize. So the economical part of it, we're bringing so many tools, and this will be huge actually in the second part of 2021.
Your advice for creators, NFT artists, and 3D models and animators?
For NFT creators and NFT market in general, avoid hype, concentrate on real things, which bring real value to your customers, your collectors, and to yourself. So for sure, avoid hype, just build things. And remember, there is no quick path to a success. There's always a grind behind. So every overnight success are years of hard work. That's my kind of advice for everybody.
Any future ambitions or side projects in the pipeline?
Yes. One secret project actually is coming live soon, and we'll be revealing it. It's very important for the Web3 and for the future of social, let's say, but more of that soon. We'll present that project completely in VR in Somnium Space.
And we hope that you'll come back on this show and announce it and reveal it to our Asian audience and listeners as well. So how can people reach you?
Twitter, at ASYCHOV, at Sychov. Discord, I'm always there. LinkedIn, I mean, just drop in Discord and you will see me and ping me, and I'm always available.
Thank you so much, Artur, for joining us today. So to learn more about our special guest, do check out our podcast show notes. You've been listening to the Metaverse Asia podcast presented by PodFest Asia. Thank you, my friend.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you soon in the Metaverse.
See you on the other side of the monitor. Woo!
Bye-bye. What an interesting and absorbing conversation. Borrowed so much wisdom from Artur in the last 1 hour. I think we have exceeded the 30-minute that were allocated for this podcast. So I do have another guest coming on, and unfortunately we have to reschedule her for another time. And she's an NFT artist, and we'll probably do this in the Metaverse, in a VR gallery, so that just like Artur, I'll be able to actually appear as my digital twin and interview my next guest. So do stay tuned for the live taping time. And if you are interested to watch the sausage should be made while we live tape or our podcast episodes, do stay tuned. And of course, always go to our newsletter. This is where you can actually subscribe and find out about our latest and upcoming guest appearances, as well as some of the scheduled times as well. And you can get all these latest links to watch our live taping over our Discord server as well. So yeah, that's from me for tonight. It's almost 11:36 p.m. right here in Singapore. I'll be back with more PodFest Asia, Metaverse Asia podcast. Good night.